Hi YouTube, Weeble back with another video. Now, though he didn't ask for a video response, this is going to be a video response of sorts to Tutti UK. Now, in a recent video, he was showing PlayStation 1 game manuals and basically weighing them. And I believe up until his last video, the heaviest manual he had was Magic Carpet. Now, I don't collect PlayStation 1 games at all, so I sort of thought I'd do something slightly different and we'd go for Nintendo DS, as I have a fairly good collection. Now, prior to doing this, I thought I'd do a quick Google search to see if it came up with a obvious game which had a heavy manual, and there only really seemed to be two conversations, and we'll mention one of those at the very end of this. But the one game that seemed to come up as having a supposedly heavy chunky manual was WarioWare DIY. Now, I looked at the manual in this, and to my mind it didn't look or feel very heavy. And to copy Tutti, I've got the old kitchen scales out as 0, and this one is coming in at 35 grams. So now I'd already thought about doing a video on basically chunky manuals, and the game I had thought about will appear in a minute. But while going through the collection, we realised another WarioWare touched game on DS had a reasonably chunky manual, and this one came in at 58 grams. But I knew there were heavier ones because the game I thought would be the heaviest, when I say thought about doing this before, 30 that, was Electroplankton. Now this manual is slightly different to most of the ones in that it doesn't have staples. It's printed on a sort of a matte paper, although it is in colour, and obviously you can see those staples. And it's felt quite heavy, and I always thought this would be the heaviest manual in my collection. So that's coming in at near as damn it 60 grams. But on sorting through my games, I did manage to find 3 more which were a bit heavier, at least last time I weighed them. So that's 0. Right, so at number 3 on my heaviest manuals is Nintendo Touch Golf Birdie Challenge. Glossy manual. Coming in at 67. At number 2 is Nintendogs. Now I'm assuming that all the Nintendogs will have a same weight manual, whether it be Dalmatian or whatever. So I've got Labrador. This one's coming at 66. I think I measured it last, 67. So anyway, that's definitely top 3. And then the heaviest manual I've found so far, and maybe another one hidden away somewhere I've yet to go through. Some of my games are sealed, so I don't know how heavy their manuals will be. But the heaviest one at the moment is Hoshigami. Now this is quite beefy, feels heavy in the hand. Okay, that was 67, 68. I think when I measured it last time, it was like 71. So may have got the scale slightly different, but anyway, certainly got 3 games above 65. But we're calling Hoshigami the heaviest. Now again, on doing a bit of research, there was one other manual which seemed to get mentioned. I'm not including this in my games manual video really, because I think they probably consider this to be a peripheral, although some may consider it a game in that it plugs into the game cartridge, game slot, sorry. And that's a Nintendo MP3 player. Now obviously this is a big beefy one. I think this talks about all the Wi-Fi connectivity and everything else. So anyway, about 70 grams to beat. And that does that easily, 128 grams. So if you count this as a game, that's clearly the winner. 128, 129. But as a game manual only, I think it's Hoshigami. There you go, 70 grams. So that's my heaviest. Anyway, if you've got a few DS games and you think you've got a heavier manual and you fancy doing a video response, please do so. Be sure to check out Tutti UK's video on PlayStation 1 manuals. And until next time, thanks for watching. And remember, stay happy.